my dear students, welcome guys. Today guys we are going to start with the very first chapter of our strategic management accounting. So my dear students, this is going to be one of the most easy and the important topic that we are going to judge today. So guys, if you search it out, the word strategic management accounting, and if I break each and every single word independently guys, it says that how actually an organization should have made up the strategies to manage the performances. So it's also known as guys strategic performance management. Okay, this topic is also known as guys strategic performance management and management accounting. So my dear students, in this topic we are going to learn what is the performance management, what are the plannings, what are the controls, what are the roles, responsibilities, and what are the strategies due to which you can evaluate or find it out and try to manage the organizations. So students, I know that you might be working or you might not be working as well. So we will take some examples which becomes very much used to with all of us. So guys, the very first topic that I'm so excited to teach you guys over here is the APM guys, is my strategic management accounting, SMA, strategic management accounting. Yeah, so just to introduce guys on this topic, what are the topics in this chapter which we are going to learn? Strategic performance management, we will be learning it. What are the strategies to make? Now my dear students, if you are having, like, you guys will be definitely staying in a family, so you know, let's say for example my parents are planning my wedding. Okay, just imagine, okay, if they are planning my wedding, so don't you think my parents have to prepare a proper kind of a strategy, some kind of a planning they have to make, some kind of an evaluation they have to do, somewhere they have to also check the control, somewhere they also have to set up a budget, sometimes they also have to manage the things. Finally then the things will be evaluated and actually what you can say, maybe organized, and finally we will actually see the review, what happens, right? The plans what you made it, is it exactly working the same direction? Yeah. So bacha, it's not just making a plan means the top manager's work is done and dusted. For example, if my papa is making a budget, okay baba, this is the expenditure which can happen, so just by making the budget, he will not say, "Ajay, now do it." No, no, no. At every stage of the process which is guys going on, we have to have an eye. We have to change the process where required. We have to have the analysis. Okay. Let's say my papa will be making some kind of an analysis. Let's say for example, I'm planning guys. Let's say for example, I'm planning to choose out of 4 P level papers. I'm choosing let's say one paper, like let's say I know 2 papers I have tried it, but let's say I'm choosing it. So how will I choose? I'll see what are my strength, where am I good at, am I good at theory, am I good at practicals, what are my weaknesses, where I want to explore my field to. There are certain people who want to go ahead in audits, so they'll choose audit and insurance. There'll be certain students who want to go ahead in taxation field, so they might choose ATX. So guys, even an individual has to make a choice, seeing what core interest they have. Similarly guys, the company also, to prosper ahead, they will have to choose on certain benchmarks, certain models, so as to actually they would want everything to come on a streamlined basis. So we will be learning what all topics guys. We'll be learning the strategic performance management. So normally this strategies can be made by the top management, which definitely they would want the lower level management to follow. What can there be? Performance management, their planning and control. What can be the role of the person who is making it? What are the strategic management accounting, and what are the different kinds of tools? Then what are the roles, control, and the roles are also assigned, but don't you think that things are not that easy to achieve? So definitely there'll be some kind of a difficulties which we need to face. Then guys, planning to be done not on the day one. Let's say my dad has made a plan on the day one. Okay, 10 lakhs can be the budget, or 1 million can be the budget. Okay, it's not like on the very day, first day he made the budget and he's like, okay, now I don't have any work. No, he has to make the budget, he has to make the plans at every stage, as and when the things get progressed, Planning and controlling, guys, should be done on the different levels. On the different levels means on the different stages. So for that, guys, we will be learning some kind of a model, Anthony's model, and some kind of a 3 stages. Okay, which I also make it like a triangle. The first stage, second stage, and the lower stage. Okay, we have to make the plans. Then whenever the stages and whenever the strategies has been made, yeah, definitely the other people might not be happy, might not be satisfied, so definitely there can be fight. So if there is a potential conflicts and fight, how to resolve it, what can be the reasons, what are the solutions which are available. And guys, these 2 things are the most important thing, most IMP, most important. You need to mark it most important. There is some kind of a models and benchmarking. And benchmarking, I can tell you to mark it like minimum 3 stars. And please write it that you can get it in one question. Benchmarking in any one kind of an appendix, you will be getting it. One kind of a benchmarking means comparison part. You will be getting it in the exams. So to summarize the first chapter, guys, yeah, I can say, guys, this chapter is not that small. Truly, it's not small. But from the exam perspective, yes, the very first chapter itself is important. Yeah, especially the benchmarking is important, and some kind of a models are important. So guys, definitely I won't take much of your time, and I think we should start the first understanding of what is, guys. Okay, guys, what is the meaning of, guys, performance? Guys, I'm not talking about the dance performance which is happening it. Okay, let's say for example, now whatever we have made up a plan. Okay, so bacha, first of all the things is like, what is the meaning of performance? You will say, ma'am, performance means a task or an operation which is seen in the terms and how management or how successfully it is being done, how successfully it is being managed. For example, now if there is a management, okay, if there is a management, in case there is a management, they have made up a plan. So on the day one, what they will do, guys, they'll set the objectives. They'll set the objectives. Okay, baba, this much profit percentage we want to achieve, or this much marks, let's say we want to achieve. Okay, let's say 80 plus marks we want to achieve. Just by setting the objectives does not work. They will also have to make the plan as to how to achieve the objectives. Yeah, how to achieve the objectives. Now guys, I have just made up a plan. Okay, I want, like, let's say 80 plus marks. But baba, I should have a concrete plan, right? How will I go ahead? How successfully will I set? Then guys, definitely I have made a plan that I will be referring with this materials. I'll have so much date. Then bacha, nobody will be exaggerated until unless you set the targets, bacha. So now we have to set the targets. Okay, how much we want to achieve. Setting the targets is not enough. And every short interval, even I need to measure my targets. Okay, whether I am achieving my targets or not, and what can be my words. Then bacha, in the company they will also have to manage the staff and they have to do the work. Okay, managing the staff, they will be also governing it, okay, whether all the work which has been allotted to the staff, are they doing it, are they motivated or not. If there is a thing which needs to be changed, so please change the non-value added activities. Non-added value means, if you guys are doing any kind of a work, let's say for example, let's say I was going to give the exam, and let's say 2 hours I got to know, okay, I'm just scrolling on the reels. Oh my god, change in the non-value added activities, or eliminate it. Please eliminate it to the possible extent, so that you can finally focus on the core areas. And then guys, please manage the kind of a risk, and try to, after making the plans and all, please try to actually even perform. Okay, after that you have to perform the task, and then finally it will be achieved. So bacha, if you wish, just note it down, guys. This is the meaning of performance. So at every stage we need to have an eye on the performance, setting the targets, to making the plans, setting the objectives, to managing this time, managing the staff, eliminating the unwanted task, and achieving the risks and managing the risks is the first thing. Now bacha, at every company, at every organization, we know, basically at every organization, we are well aware, when it is a huge organization, okay, when it is a huge organizations, you know, there are board of directors who will be actually governing a stuff. Under the board of directors, guys, there will be a lot of people, let's say heads. Let's say for example, I'll be having like production head, I'll be having like marketing head, I'll be having like sales head, I'll be having like finance head, maybe I'll be having like research and development head. So bacha, all these departments are made, and there will be like at every department, guys, there will be a designated manager or the finance director or the finance head who will be governing the concept, who will be having an idea what they want to achieve, and he will be taking the responsibility for the organization to actively achieve what is being planned. Yeah. So first, guys, first, we need to make a plan, right? Before we want to achieve anything, we need to have a strategic planning. So guys, what does it mean, the strategic planning? So the very first question, guys, what does planning means? So basically planning now, it's not like for just like I want to make a plan. For example, like I want to make some kind of a plan, like maybe up in the future what I want to do. Huh. So guys, we will not normally make a plan. Oh, let's plan it. I know today's era we plan only, but we don't exaggerate it, the plans. We don't put up to the plan. Yeah. But normally we make a plan with the long-term goals. Acha, maybe after 5 years I want to see myself like that way, etc. etc. So students, strategic planning is also a planning which the company will make for a long-term plan, which means it's not like for a couple of a year or two, but it can be for a period of more than 5 to 10 years. In that term, two things needs to be hit on your mind. Like, where do you want to be? Acha, what do you want to do? How are you going to go there? How will you achieve that? Oh, these questions should come in my mind. So the planning decisions includes the question as to, let's say for example, the company wants to start a new product. If the company wants to start a new product, they'll think like which product to produce, which market to go, whether in the northern, southern, mid east, I don't know, like where to deal, how to also grow. Growth can be achieved by 2 3 things. For example, I've just expanded the business. Slowly, gradually, organically, it can grow on its own. It can also grow with the mergers. We know big companies turns around to be at a mergers. It can be possible, and also by acquisition of some other companies. So guys, first thing is this strategic planning. Normally, better planning for the longer term, which can be like 5 to 10 years plan. So plans are normally made for the long term. Yeah, like where do you want to be and how will you be there? So looking to the perspective after some kind of a couple of years are known as plan. Now, guys, is it so easy to just make a plan and forget about everything? You will say no, ma'am. At every stage, I made a plan. Let's say for 5 years. So at every six months, I have to find it out. Okay, whether I have made a plan and whether the situation what is happening today, are they equivalent position or the things are not as per the plans? If the things are not running as per the plans, we need to put up a control so that it don't get deviated. So monitoring and just overviewing the performance against what plans you made. In short, guys, you guys are comparing the situation with what plan you have made, and if the things are not proper, please take a proper control and to manage the things if necessary. If necessary, we guys have to take the control also. Yeah. My dear students, here strategic planning performance measures. So let's suppose that guys strategic planning and control can provide, like it helps in getting the internal or external information. It talks about financial, non-financial information that is helpful for the competitive and so on. So Baba, here the provisions helps in getting the information about internal, external, financial, non-financial, and to support the competitive organizations also. That is the main meaning of SMAs, strategic management accounting. But before I go ahead, guys, with the strategic management accounting, we need to know, okay, what are the roles of a person, yeah? So the main role of a person who is doing that, yeah, or main role of a person in making this strategy, yeah. Role of the manager in making the strategic plan and control is to do three things. What is his main role, guys? First, to make a cost accounting. Yeah, to make a cost accounting. Like, what do you expect the cost to be? Lately, the main work is to do the budgeting, the budgeting part. And guys, after making the budget, if you're not achieving the exact scenario, then guys, we also have to help a variance analysis. If there is any kind of a difference, how you will analyze and how you will try to mitigate the differences also is to be learned. Yes. Whereas SMEs, strategic management accounting, means, guys, since a long years, since 1980s, guys, the management writers have proposed that management accounting should be like more broadly focused. It's not just on the basic roles, no. The roles of the strategic manager should be actually widened. Yeah, it should be enhanced, it should be extended in taking their decisions, in making the planning supports, in just checking about the internal external affairs also. Also, the use of the financial and non-financial informations can also be useful for taking the long-term decisions. And finally, the provisions of the information to be used for actually supporting the like the competitive organizations. Now, my dear students, what is the main meaning, I can basically say, of the performance measurement? So guys, measuring the performance also of the employee and the organization is what being understood. So there's a Mr. Peter, he says that what gets measured gets done. What gets measured gets done. Now let's say, for example, I have just told you, okay, you have to write the mock. Okay, you have to write the mock and practice. You have to write the mock and you have to practice it. But what if I say you, okay, you have to write the mock, I'll correct the mock and I'll evaluate and give you marks. Means, you know what, guys? Let's say, for example, in the organization, if I'm doing the work and nobody is appreciating me, nobody's bothered, least bothered, then I might not put up my 100% efforts. Because we say na, jo dikta hai wahi bikta hai. So actually the situation is same here, guys. What Peter says that, guys, the things gets measured are only done. The things which are not getting measured, which nobody is having an eye on, maybe people will ignore in the long term, guys. Yeah, maybe people will ignore in the long term. Yes, guys, after understanding the planning, guys, it's very important to actually analyze the proper control. So control means what? Let's say I thought of like maybe, let's say 80 plus marks. When I wrote my first mock, I got, let's say, 72. So I got to know that, oh my god, what I planned, it's not getting the same thing. Yeah, so I'll try to control. I'll try to control one. I'll try to control my mistakes. I'll try to see where I'm going wrong. Let's say, for example, one more example I'll tell you, guys. Let's say, for example, the company has made, the organization has made a budget. Organization has made a budget that they are expecting that, guys, let's say, for example, in the month of January, they are expecting like the expected budgeted cost should be, let's say, $10,000. But let's say actually, guys, when they saw after the end of the Jan, the cost turned around to be, let's say, $12,000. Oh shit, they'll be like literally unhappy, because they'll feel like, oh shit, the $2,000 what is extra is being went. So guys, they would try to control this, so that maybe in the month of Feb, this situation don't occur, this situation should be stopped, like that way. Okay, so that's the meaning of control. So it's a process of ensuring that the entity's activities conform, the activity whatever the company is doing, it's conform with what they made the plans and what they have achieved the objectives. Strategic control involves various ensuring the organization in the long term track to meet what they have made for the long term objectives. Because we know that when the word strategy comes into picture, it's not for like day-to-day plan or 1 day, 2 day. No, guys. Strategy means you're planning it for a long term. So you have to have an eye also for the long term. So yeah, we have to design a situation in such a way that whatever we are going to achieve in the long run can also be clearly accepted. Yes, guys. So my dear students, this is something which I just want to go ahead with. That today now, in today's era, you would have heard the name of Ola and Uber. Yeah, I think that works good, right? That's what you know, right? But actually, have you seen the financials? If you would have seen their financials, it's completely running into losses because they have huge cars and depreciation and all is huge. But we know the mission, yeah. So today, my dear students, a lot of companies, a lot of organization, yeah, in the financial statements. We know na financial statements means set of balance sheet, SOPL and OCI, yeah, notes to accounts, we have cash flow statements, we have statement of changes in equity, we have, guys, along with that, guys, they are also writing a statement which is also known as like mission statement. Okay, so the company also writes a mission statement so that they want their users to get into the knowledge like what the company is expecting in the upcoming future. So guys, this involves establishing the broad overall aims and the goals which the organization achieves, both economically and socially also. So today mostly organizations are preparing and publishing their statement which is known as mission statements. Yes guys, and a lot of companies prepare it. So in that, what is the main things which will be given? The purpose and the aim of the organization's primary stakeholders who are interested interested in the company. Now you know na, interested in the company, what all things there. So guys, it's not only the shareholders, it's all the stakeholders who are interested. Now who are the stakeholders? The company, in the company or in the organization, whosoever has some kind of interferences or any kind of a relevance. For example, the customers, they have interest in buying the product. The suppliers, they have interest in selling the products to the company to take the money. Government definitely to take the taxes. Shareholders definitely to take the dividends, revenues. Yeah. Society as a whole definitely get the benefit. So which everyone is important over here. And lastly, how the organization provides the values to the stakeholders. For example, how they are offering it goods and services and products to the customers, and the stakeholders are also to be taken care of. So my dear students, Mr. Peter Drucker has recommended the mission statement, and he says like this questions, 4 questions. What's your business? Yeah, like for example, Geo. Okay, let's say for example Geo, telecom. So here the main question is what is your business? So yeah, so they will be giving an answer in the mission statement. Okay, we are expecting a speedy connectivity so that the people can talk, etc., etc. What is valued by the customer? So you will say, okay, ma'am, the speed is valued by the customer. Yeah, the frequency, yeah, that is valued. Or even the low cost is valued. The low cost is also valued by the customers. Then guys, what will your our business be? Means what are we expecting it? Okay, and what should our business be? What will be means up in the future, and it should be like what do you want on the greater version or the greater vision of the company. That is also, guys, what we have to write it in the mission statements. Yeah, so these 4 questions needs to be answered as per Mr. Peter Drucker. Like what do they want the organization to be? So yes, my dear students, I hope the initial part of this topic, which is quite simple, of strategic planning and performance, is quite understandable. I hope there is no doubt here. So we understood what is the meaning of strategic planning. We also understood the meaning of control as well. I hope there are no more doubts. Yeah, things are getting cool. Perfect. Okay, guys. Now in the next point, yeah, now in the next part, guys, we will be trying to cover the other important topics like what can be the difficulties, what can be the different models, and so on. Okay? Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.